Hello, grade 7. Welcome back to our RIS class. I know I don't have it on a full projector up front for you right now, and the words are going to be a little small. However, that is because I'm going to be going back and forth between a map and our PowerPoint to help you understand better what we will be learning today. Today's objective is for you to understand the key elements of every map. In order for a map to be a map, it must consist of certain things. How do we do that? We got to practice, implement by making a map of our classroom. I don't think we can do that. We'll figure out something else we can make a map of when that time comes. So to start, no, we're not going to do that. Okay, all maps must include 5 things. These are the 5 essential elements. 5 essential elements of a map. Every map must contain these things in order for it to be a true map. Okay, so your map needs a title. We have to know what we're looking at, right? If it's just this blur of water and islands, right, no one's going to know unless there's a title. So a title gives us the information point. The next thing is orientation. Okay, orientation, write that down, is direction, right? If somebody says, I need to get my bearings, I need to know where something is, right? If you've been spinning around in the dark and you're like, oh, I need to find my way out, you find the exit sign, right? The exit sign in the dark room shows you where the exit is. It gives you orientation. The same is with a map. We need to know which way is north. We need to know which way is south. We need to know how to figure out where we are. So some maps don't have a compass or a north on them, but they'll have directions pointing towards the front desk, the parking lot, the cashier. You'll see those in stores. They'll say you are here, and here is the, I don't know, the cookie aisle or the cafeteria. My favorite is the food court in the mall. And then, well, after you know which way's where, you need to know how small the map has become. Okay, because the entire mall is not going to fit on a piece of paper, right? All of Indonesia does not fit on a piece of paper. However, it must be true to how big Indonesia is. You want your map to be as reliable of a source as possible. So a scale tells you how much or by how much your original area has been shrunken down to fit on your piece of paper. So oftentimes you'll see that as a number. It'll be like 1 centimeter equals 200 kilometers, okay, or 1 centimeter equals 1 kilometer, or 1 centimeter equals 40 meters, something like that. And it's telling you that this is actually, if I measure on the map, right, and it's 1.5 centimeters, I can say, oh, that is 650 kilometers, right? I know exactly how far to go. I can get there. And so you can figure out the true size based off of the map. And that's why maps need to be made carefully and with these 5 elements. The next thing is a legend. Legend, and we'll go through this a little bit more, but legends provide, actually, I think I'm just going to go through this later. So grid, it's your longitude and latitude is grid. It gives you orientation. We'll get there. Make sure you have these things written down and you know them because you will be tested on them. Okay, maps need a purpose. Purposes, okay, a title gives you a purpose. Who is it for? Make sure you know why you're making a map. Before, what is the purpose so that you know to make it political, thematical, or physical, right? What's the purpose? Okay, that's what the title does. Also, with this, a map needs to provide you with some point of reference. And we talked about this as a compass or an arrow, but somewhere on your map you need to include a direction. How do we know where we're going? Every map must have these, so you need to find it, you need to know how to use it. Now, a scale. I know that's not the real scale, but it's a cool way of doing it, right? But it puts things into perspective for us, right? When I shrink Indonesia down onto a piece of paper, I take my ruler and I measure from the top of Sumatra all the way to the extreme point of Papua, and I get I get 31 centimeters. I go, oh wow, that's pretty far away. But then when I times that by 2,000 kilometers, as the scale says 1 centimeter equals 2,000 kilometers, then it's like the whole distance of the Earth all the way around. It's not. But it shows you a huge number. You're like, oh wow, that is a long ways away. That's like the same distance as Florida to Alaska, right? And so scales help us be consistent in our map making with what is actually there. Okay, next one is you need a legend. A legend, Wayne Gretzky, obviously the greatest hockey player to ever play. A legend provides you with basically symbols and a point of reference, information. I think it's about terrain, information that will help you understand the map. So if there's a dot on your map, what does the dot mean? Oh, city, right? Point of reference, accident, battlefield, right? Maybe for on another one, there's stars. What do the stars represent? Capital cities or car accidents or something like that. You need a legend to explain the symbols that are on your map. Blue, river, okay? Something like that. A legend is where you'd put that in. I'll show you that in the picture to come. Also, every map needs to have a grid. A grid system, okay, the reason why maps need this is because you always need to be able to provide on your map an absolute location. Somebody can pinpoint a spot on the map like playing Battleship. We, on the globe, we have longitude and latitude, but oftentimes maps will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 up the one side, A, B, C, D, E, F, G on the other side, and you connect them to find. On this map, if you go 1C, you'll find the country of Waganda or something like that. I don't know, right? You take these maps, they must have a grid system so that you can find an absolute location, which can then give you more information and how to study something. So I'm going to go to this map here. Here's an example of a map. This map, the title, you can be seen right here. Okay, it says Indonesia. It's a map of Indonesia. I did a quick Google search, found this from the Library of the University of Texas. It's nice that they put things online. And so I can look at it, right? This map, okay, has to have certain things. It has to have a title. Right here is the title. Indonesia is the title. How nice, right? The next thing is it must have a scale, right? It must tell us how big this map is compared to the other maps, okay? So then I take this, I say, oh, scale, dun, 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 right? 1, 2, whatever. Okay, 1 centimeter equals 200, so I can measure that distance right there. So like this, oh yeah, right? Sumatra and Malaysia are only, whatever, 100 kilometers apart. And so gain more information. Also, right next to our scale is the legend. On this legend, right, it tells you things like those gray lines mean international borders. So on the island of Borneo, Papua, Timor, you can see where the different countries are on the islands. The red ones, red lines, right, that's roads. Stars means nations' capitals. Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, Jakarta, which is probably moving soon, right? And then you can get up into the other Southeast Asian countries. Where are the railroads? I don't need someone here to explain to me what this map means because I can look at that legend, use my eyes, and get the information it's communicating. Okay, the other one is orientation, and I think for this map, I don't see it here. However, it is a map of the world and it's taken from that, and so oftentimes they will use the longitude and latitude lines to give you the orientation. If I were you, I would just put a compass in the corner, but these longitude and latitude lines provide you with a grid system, so I can find the exact location of Jakarta, right, by going over. So it's about 107 east, and then it's also south by maybe 8 or 7, right? Find the absolute location using the grid. However, here the grid is also the orientation. That's a map for you right now. I know I said I wanted you to make a map. I want you to make a physical map of um, of your living room. Where you live, you'll need some measuring tools, right? You'll need to come up with a scale. You need to get it onto your piece of paper. Create a map of your living room, a physical map. So, which way's north? Give me a title, right? Thomas living room, something like that. Um, who knows what it is? Have that on a piece of paper. It does not need to be colored. It does need a legend telling me where the couch is, where those other things are, and then we will be comparing in class. If you have questions, please email me. As always, I hope to see you next time. Hit like and subscribe. Never mind. Bon voyage.